Well, for me, I was talking about my grandparents, and so sometimes I felt maybe it would have been nice to have these two different families, two
yes.
dimensions. But it wasn't anything for me to say that, oh my goodness, I wish, because all I ever wanted was just to be with them.
Yes. It's understandable.
Yeah.
It's really understandable. And speaking of wanting to be with them, you talk about the struggle to connect with your dad at some point when he comes back to Uganda, because you've been with Tata and Mama, which is what you called your grandparents, Exactly. And he returns, and then there's a struggle to reconnect, and then at some point your mom comes back, because I think you reconnected with your dad before you reconnected with your mom.
Yes.
So she returns as well, and then there's that, and then she takes you to meet your grandparents on her side, whom you had never met, so you had pretty much been only exposed to your dad's side. And so you reconnect with her, you connect with her family, and then you're separated again.
Yes.
For 10 years. That's a long time. And how would you say that kind of arrangement in your life shaped your appreciation and sense of community, as well as a result of your passion for Ubuntu? Because you grew up around lots of different people who I'm sure loved you to bits.
Exactly.
Was that in any way, did it have a bearing?
I think it definitely did. At my grandparents' home, it was a home where everyone was welcome. My grandfather had a big family, so there were many relatives, cousins, sisters, brothers, and the house was always full. The house was always full, and they catered not just for the children, but also for the community. So for me, growing up, I saw a lot of giving, a lot of sharing. They modeled respect, and we had to work as kids. There was always house chores, so you had to know how to work. My grandfather, one thing I remember is that he was very hardworking himself. I grew up at a farm. It was a farm that had hundreds of cows, but then also he was into crop farming and so on and so forth. He did a lot of things, not just for himself, but for the community. And my grandmother was equally caring, not just for her children, but also for other children who always came in. It was such a home where, it was, when I look back today, because we go there, it's still there, I see it's small, and I wonder how did we all fit in the bedroom that we all slept in, But I think it was one of those things where, everyone is welcome. You don't really just bring up your own, but you bring up everybody else who is around you, So for me, that, yes, growing up in such an environment also, it kind of, even where I stand right now, I don't think I'm the kind of person who would like to be by myself or in the house by myself. No, I want to be surrounded by people. Of course, I do like privacy once in a while, but it's very important that I just reach out to others who may need some kind of care, some kind of, if they're in need in any way or the other. I've never seen anyone being chased away at any point. At some point, you have guests who come in unannounced. We used to have many of those. They come in unannounced. They're still welcome, and they show up to eat and leave. You didn't hear anyone complaining about that then,
A lot has changed.
So a lot has changed. Oh, definitely a lot has changed. But yes.
And this is a perfect point to take a break, and we'll be right back.